What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. You know, I recently did a story of this brother, Christian Toby Obumseli, who had a white girlfriend, Courtney Tailor, who was an OnlyFans model. And I talked about how she stabbed the guy and then later posted thirst trap pics after he died. And I was getting some emails of guys saying that sisters were bashing him and, you know, that black women was coming for him. And that's typical whenever a black man dies. You know, you'll have those pockets of people that will have something negative to say. Like, for example, when Kobe Bryant died. From my knowledge, I've never heard Kobe Bryant talking about black women, but you had a lot of women that was saying that they were glad that he passed and he gave all his money to Hispanic women. But in this case, you see Christian making fun of black people. Now, he's a Nigerian American, okay? So he's a U.S. citizen, but he's an immigrant to this country historically. He's not, let's say, for example, what Tariq Nasheed would consider to be FBA or Yvette Carnell ADOS or African American. But on his old accounts, he says stuff like white breasts are better than black breasts. He only dates white women. Black girls are not his type. And he put stuff like this on, you know, the way black girls disgrace themselves on TV. Black girls are born knowing how to shake their ass. Me, honestly, I don't care. They're not my type. He also says this: can't believe thinks I talk to black girls when I don't. Okay. He put this also. Once again, I'm tired of these black girls in my government class. And then he also talks about, you know, Black Lives Matter. Football can be the time venue for breast cancer, military, DV awareness, but bring up Black Lives Matter and it's not the time. Okay. So obviously we see at least how he felt. Now, I don't know, because 2012, you know, anybody could put up something that doesn't make sense and people can change. But obviously, true to his word, black women were not his type. So what they're saying is, well, listen, since you disrespected black women, we don't have no sympathy for you. And you know what? What I can say is, I can't disagree to a certain degree, right? Because here's what happens. When you are a black person, and let's say if your preference is white women, you don't have to put down black women to make your preference white women. All right. Just like for me, African American women are my personal preference. And then it would be somebody else in the diaspora would be number two. OK. In white would definitely be last. Right. But let's just say if I'm in a room full of white people, do I need to make them know that, you know, by the way, I would never date none of y'all. I only would date the women from my community. It's number one, nobody asks you, it's unnecessary. Okay. You don't have to disrespect other people for your own preference. But then here's where you get in trouble. When you die by the hands of the women that you were putting above your own people. So, okay, the same lady that stabbed you, you know, white breasts over black breasts. Well, that's what you chose, right? You chose your own poison, because here's the situation. And I talked about this in my last video. So many people choose people over skin color and not substance. I see it a lot. I see it with the divestors and they're having a good time. I mean, I think somebody sent me, like, you know, Cynthia G did a video on it. They're having a good time. Those people who hate black men. And again, this is a Nigerian American brother. All right. And you have some African Americans saying this, but I also want to say a lot of times when you see people that have this point of view, you know, half the time these guys are not African American, maybe even a little more. All right. But I want to put out that when you put down your people for other groups of people and then they shit on you, what do you let them know? You let them know that you don't have a community to go back to. And this is the reason why she felt like she can get away with something like that. Well, you don't like your own people. You picked us. So you're worthless to them and you're worthless to me. That is how people look. When you go around telling the world that you're an African or you're an African American and you don't like your people and you want somebody else instead of your own people, what do you think that you're going to get from them? I mean, this is why I don't understand Ralph Richard Banks and all of this crap about, these white women need to go get black women need to get a white man. And then some of them will be dumb enough to go over there and down talk to men in their community while with this white guy. And as soon as something goes on, that white guy start disrespecting them. Then you're going to run back over to the black community talking about you can't believe how they treated you racist. No. Okay. No, you have to learn. And that's all of us. We have to learn how to work with the people in our community. And let me just say this. And I say this all the time. What I have and have achieved on social media, and I shout out to YouTube for creating this platform. I'm very grateful for it. But do you know who's the people that support me? It's the African-American community, people who look like me. The people that I look at my analytics, most people from America. We have some women, mostly men, mostly black men. The people who I was the most afraid of to work with when I was coming up, they're the people that support me now. Most of them I would assure black. Then you have some people from the UK, some from South Africa. Okay. And, we have people who are non-black that watch me also, but these are the people that have put me on. And how dare I say something? And don't get me wrong. I love to roast the community too. I am a social critic. And some of y'all don't like my commentary, but these are the women that you grew up around. And I know that you can have problems with them, but you get more from your own people than you get from other folks. I'll give you an example. Look at Tyler Perry. You ain't got to like it. Look, like what he did. Tyler Perry made his money, his breakthrough, serving his own people, his own demographics. I get up every day. Okay. And when I come to the YouTube community, I ain't got to worry about, all my friends are black creators. The guys who help me earn money, the guys who help me get into other businesses, people like shout out to brother Antoine Wade at Black Heights, who introduced me and made me aware of his realtor. Brothers like Orlando Minor and brothers like Pocket Watching with JT. All the guys that I have met or been been around are guys that are black. What if I was the kind of person like, I don't like to deal with black people. I like to deal with black women. Or, some people have that attitude with even Africa. Let me just say this. You can only get so far with disrespecting your own. It's going to come back to haunt you. Look at OJ. Now, OJ wasn't going around there talking about, he didn't like black people. It was obvious. And look at the poison that he ended up receiving from that. The guy gets found not guilty, and what did he get? And some brothers and black people don't understand. They hate their own people so much. You think that you having a white woman who may not even have the same values as you, didn't even come up in the same house as you. Some of y'all put people out of our communities on a pedestal when they don't deserve to be there. They really don't. And unfortunately, for the ladies talking about them, I can't tell them how to feel, because look at what you got in your past and then look at what happened to you. I mean, we would have the same feeling about a black woman who was talking shit about black men, and then something happened to her. Well, and then people start criticizing him for that. Well, what can you say? And it's unfortunate for what happened to him. But for him to put down people in the past, that was something that he should have proof of apologizing for. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Trunk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the comment pin at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.